Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti was more than just a teacher, activist, or politician. She was a force of nature. Born in 1900 in Abeokuta, Nigeria, she became one of the most influential women of her time, leading protests, fighting for women's rights, and shaping Nigeria's independence movement. She wasn't just a voice for the voiceless, she was a revolution in herself. From defying colonial rule to empowering women, her story is one of resilience, courage, and unwavering determination. Funmilayo was born into a family with deep roots in Abeokuta. Her father, Daneloluyemowa Thomas, was a descendant of a freed slave who returned from Sierra Leone. Unlike many girls of her time, she was given an education, attending St. John's Primary School before moving on to the prestigious Abeokuta Girls Grammar School. She was a brilliant student with a hunger for knowledge and justice. This passion led her to England in 1919, where she studied at Wickham Hall College, shedding her given names, Frances and Abigail, to embrace her Yoruba identity as Funmilayo.
If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and consider supporting us on Patreon so our artists can continue making wonderful art and discussing fascinating things about African history. Thanks for watching. Now back to the video.
Upon her return in 1922, Funmilayo became a teacher at Abeokuta Girls Grammar School. But she wasn't just teaching subjects. She was inspiring young girls to break barriers. In 1925, she married Reverend Israel Ransome-Kuti, a like-minded activist. Together, they worked to end colonial oppression and fought for better education. Even in these early years, Funmilayo was planting the seeds of rebellion against unfair treatment, against injustice, and against a society that sought to limit women's potential. In the 1940s, Funmilayo saw how Nigerian women, especially market women, were being oppressed through unfair taxation and lack of representation. In response, she formed the Abeokuta Women's Union, an organization that grew over 2,000 members. This wasn't just a social group, it was a political force. The women demanded their rights, organized protests, and refused to be ignored. One of Funmilayo's most famous battles was against the Alake of Egbaland, a traditional ruler who imposed harsh taxes on women. She led thousands of women in peace protests, strikes and sit-ins, refusing to back down. The movement shook the colonial government to its core, and in 1949, the Alake was forced to abdicate his throne. It was an unprecedented victory, a testament to the power of organized resistance. Funmilayo wasn't just fighting for women, she was fighting for Nigeria's independence. As a leading member of the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, NCNC, she worked closely with leaders like Nnamdi Azikiwe to challenge colonial rule. However, she clashed with party leaders over the lack of women's representation. Unwilling to be sidelined, she formed her own political party, the Commoners People's Party, CPP, proving that she would rather build a new path than follow a broken one. Funmilayo's activism extended beyond Nigeria. She became an international figure, traveling to the USSR, China, and Hungary, speaking on women's rights and anti-colonialism. But her global influence made her a target. The Nigerian government, fearing her connection with communist nations, banned her from traveling and revoked her passport. The United States even refused her a visa, but no government, no border, and no ban could silence her voice. Even in old age, Funmilayo remained an unwavering activist, but in 1978, tragedy struck. Soldiers raided the compound of her son, Fela Kuti, a fierce critic of Nigeria's military regime. During the chaos, Funmilayo was thrown from a second-story window. The injury she sustained led to her death months later. Though her life was taken, her legacy could never be erased. Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti's impact is felt to this day. She was a mother, not just to her famous children like Fela Kuti, but to a whole generation of Nigerian women who refused to be silent. Her fight for education, gender equality, and independence laid the foundations for modern Nigeria. She was a warrior, a visionary, and a legend who proved that one woman's courage could change a nation. The story of Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti is not just history, it is a lesson in courage. Her name lives on as a symbol of resistance, a reminder that no fight is too great when justice is on your side. She was not just a woman of her time, she was a woman far ahead of it. And today, her legacy continues to inspire the voices that refuse to be silenced.